We need to talk about the future, baby. And speaking of the future, Ian Machado Garry was stepping up to the plate. Again, he stepped up to the plate to fight Shavkat. Now he's stepping up to the plate to fight fucking Carlos Prates, dude. And you know what? I like this fight better than Jeff Neal. I love Ian Garry, dude. This guy's a menace. He's going in with the Sharks, baby. This is another one of those situations where it's like, who do I pick? Kansas City, baby. Khalil, Jamal Hill, they're out. And the big boys are in. Well, they're smaller boys, but they're big boys. This is a fantastic matchup. Fuck Jeff Neal. Fuck him. I was worried that they weren't going to give Carlos another matchup. Because look at what they're doing with Khalil. They're just like, fuck you, dude. Not only you're not headlining anymore, you're not even on the card. Get out of here, Khalil. So I didn't want them to do my boy Carlos Prates like that. Okay, that smoking son of a bitch. So I thought they were going to do him dirty, but they didn't. They did him nice. And Ian Garry, man, he doesn't disappoint. If you didn't like Ian Garry before, you have to like him now. You have no choice. He showed the world that he can walk with the boogeyman of the welterweight division. Everyone's scared of Shavi. Everyone's scared of the Cot. But he went in there and he fucked around and he didn't win, but it was kind of an even match. And Ian Garry has become one of my favorite fighters. But so is Carlos Prates. So I'm going to be happy either way, but here's what I'm thinking. So Carlos Prates, he's fairly new to the UFC, but in the last year, he has already had 4 fights, undefeated still, and all his wins were all knockouts. Bada boom, bada bing. Fighting Nerds are the shit. Of course, I would love to see the legacy of the Fighting Nerds continue onwards so that they continue collectively their undefeated streak. But here's the thing. Carlos is fresh into the UFC world. He's really only been here a year and a little bit, maybe. So even if Carlos Prates loses to Ian Garry, this isn't even going to affect his career in the slightest. He'll lose this fight and he'll continue on and he'll rise up those ranks regardless. And he's still fresh. He's got so many years ahead of him. He's got so much time to climb back up. Whereas Ian Garry, on the other hand, he's ranked number 7. He's coming off a loss, but he's been rising up the ranks like mad. He's been in the UFC for a little bit now. If he loses this fight, it will excel Carlos fast and it will knock Ian Garry down quite a bit. I at least want to see Ian Garry go for the title. He doesn't even have to win the title. I just want to see him have that opportunity to fight for the belt. If he loses to Carlos, he's going to shoot him back down the ladder. So that's why I'm going for Ian Garry in this.
Watch this full episode of the Dynamite Gizmo podcast by clicking the link in bio.